A tornado warning has been issued for northwestern Keith County. That will run until 5:30 Mountain Time. This is radar indicated rotation located about 8 miles to the southeast of Llewellyn, and it is moving east at around 20 miles per hour. That is for this storm right here. So here's Lake McConaughey. If we can we take the Viero camera at Lake McConaughey right now? Might be able to pull that up if you guys can. Here's Lake McConaughey talking to you guys in the booth. If you can take that camera. I'm going to step off real quick and see. Looks like
it's going back up.
Yeah, looks like if we can take the camera network. Here we are. Okay, you can see we've got our wall cloud moving over Lake McConaughey right now. And you can, yeah, Dave, that looks like a little bit of a funnel trying to come down there. Certainly just a little bit. Dave Greek in the Weather Center just saying that you could see a funnel cloud, and certainly kind of looks like one. This is what it looks like right now from Lake McConaughey. If you know anybody that maybe got an early head start on the long holiday weekend, they're out at Lake McConaughey camping, get them on the phone, let them know that we've got a tornado warning for northwestern Keith County that runs until 5:30 Mountain Time. Radar indicated rotation, but you can see here on the NTV Viero Wireless camera network, this storm is rotating as it is moving closer to Lake McConaughey. So if you know anybody that might be camping out there, you certainly want to be making sure they're not. Okay, here's an update for you. Now we now have confirmation. If you guys want to come back to me here at the wall, we have a damaging tornado that has been confirmed about 9 miles southeast of Llewellyn, moving east at around 20 miles per hour. So you see the polygon here now coming in purple. Here's Llewellyn. Here is the tornado. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground. Weather spotters reporting a tornado on the ground southeast of Llewellyn, moving east at around 20 miles per hour. We're going to switch over to our velocity here, give you an idea. There's your couplet right about in here. And again, if you know anybody that might be out at Lake McConaughey already, I have not spent much time out there. I don't know what service is like, but if you know anybody that's out camping right now, you need to get them on the phone. You need to let them know that there is a confirmed tornado just to the southeast of Llewellyn. It's moving east at around 20 miles per hour. So we've got a dangerous situation heading towards Lake McConaughey here as we're approaching 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. And this tornado warning runs till about 5:30 Mountain Time. Again, a confirmed tornado on the ground 9 miles southeast of Llewellyn, moving east at around 20 miles per hour. This is coming in confirmed from weather spotters. Quarter-size hail also a possibility. You can really see the notch here. You can really see that hook that's been developing. And again, this is a confirmed tornado on the ground, moving towards Lake McConaughey. In fact, the far western edge of Lake McConaughey is right about where that tornado would be as of about right now. Is it possible to switch back over to the camera? Okay, the camera's frozen. Let's go back to me here real quick.
No, yours is active.
Oh, it's back active again. Just to reiterate here, okay, here's our Viero camera out at Lake McConaughey. So a little lightning there. So the tornado is located 9 miles southeast of Llewellyn. That was the last update we had. And you can certainly see the rotation within this storm as it is moving its way over Lake McConaughey. And again, if you know of anybody that may be out there camping, any friends or family of yours, you want to get them on the phone. You know, this is one of those storms you're looking at going, oh boy, this thing looks pretty impressive. Well, this thing's very impressive. It's already produced one tornado. That looks like a camper going on the highway right there. Okay, so again, if you know of anybody out at Lake McConaughey right now, a text, a phone call, you got to let them know. Confirmed weather spotters, confirmed tornado from weather spotters. That was about 9 miles southeast of Llewellyn, moving east at around 20 miles per hour. As we continue to kind of watch this, this is just your classic rotating thunderstorm, your classic mesocyclone. We've got the wall cloud attached underneath there. And again, this has had a confirmed tornado on the ground. If you guys want to send it back over here to the wall real quick, just so we can kind of take a look at what's going on here. Again, this thunderstorm that is producing a tornado is now moving kind of into the western edge of Lake McConaughey. It's moving east at around 20 miles per hour. So yeah, here's where you're starting to pick up some very strong winds on the western side of Lake McConaughey there. It's a little tough to pick out on the velocities, but it would be right about in here. Again, right on the western edge of Lake McConaughey is where we have what has been a confirmed tornado. Now, whether that's still on the ground or not, we have not seen anything with our camera network, but this was a confirmed tornado on the ground from weather spotters just to the southeast of Llewellyn. So now we're talking here moving right towards Lake McConaughey. I mean, it's moving right over the water, essentially. In fact, there might be a couple of areas of rotation associated with that. I do want to remind everybody that we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect until 11 o'clock Central Time here for north central, western areas, including Ogallala, North Platte, Thedford, and Broken Bow. And expect that that's eventually going to be expanded out to include the Tri-Cities, as we're anticipating a line of severe storms that will work its way across the state as we head into tonight. But right now we have, again, that's why you see this polygon showing up as purple. When it goes from red to purple, that means you have a confirmed tornado. And weather spotters just southeast of Llewellyn confirmed a tornado on the ground moving east at around 20 miles per hour. And that's right now moving right over the western edge of Lake McConaughey. Ogallala, you are not currently in any warnings, but if this storm were to track more southeast, which does happen with these stronger thunderstorms, as they start to pull in more energy, they sometimes will start to take more of a right turn. That would put you right in its path. But here on the western side of Lake McConaughey is where we're targeting for what has been a confirmed tornado on the ground. Weather spotters, this was about 5:58 Central Time, so we're talking about 10 minutes ago almost, roughly about 6-7 minutes ago. Confirmed tornado was on the ground just to the southeast of Llewellyn. That rotation is now moving over the western part of Lake McConaughey, and there's your update. That is still a very significant area of rotation, okay? So right here where you see, this is your couplet. This is where you've got your shades of green and red right next to each other, which again doesn't always necessarily mean that you've got a tornado, but this has confirmed tornado from weather spotters. And boy, that strong rotation, I mean, that is impressive, moving over the western part of Lake McConaughey right now. Again, I keep saying this, my family, we go camping a lot. Okay, we were camping last weekend, we're planning on camping next week. This is what we do. So if you know of anybody that is out at Lake McConaughey, got an early start on that long holiday weekend that's coming up, shoot them a message, call them up, let them know. You know, this is a storm that has confirmed tornado. It's produced at least one tornado, and now that strong rotation is moving right over Lake McConaughey. And so if you've got anyone camping in that area, they have got to be seeking shelter. The camper's obviously not going to cut it as this is continuing to move east at around 20 miles per hour. So, you know, not trying to scare anybody here, but I've been in the campers when the winds are 40, 50 miles per hour. It feels like they're going to tip over. This is a dangerous situation. We're talking about a storm that has produced a tornado moving into an area where a lot of people could already be camping, again, maybe getting a head start on that holiday weekend. Probably better that it's tonight and not, say, tomorrow night or Saturday night. But this is a storm that, again, weather spotters confirmed a tornado on the ground just to the southeast of Llewellyn. Dave, how's that camera looking right now? Is it okay?
It is, yes, we're backing up, good.
Okay.
You can see the rotation.
Let's go ahead and take that camera again. We've got a camera, a Vero camera out at Lake McConaughey. And yeah, you can really start to see this rotation is starting to move closer to the camera, actually. You can see the traffic on the highway there. Now, obviously, off in the distance there, what you're seeing is just rain shafts. Okay, that's not a tornado coming down. Those are rain shafts way off in the distance of what you see there on the water. That appears to just be rain shafts right now. But again, we have a tornado warning that runs for northwestern Keith County until 5:30 Mountain Time, 6:30 Central Time. This storm had a confirmed tornado as of around 4:58 Mountain Time. A confirmed tornado was on the ground just southeast of Llewellyn. And now that storm, ooh, a little shot of lightning there. That storm is now moving over Lake McConaughey. And so if you know of anybody that is out there in the Lake McConaughey area, be sure to be calling them, making sure that they are taking shelter. I just got a picture from our storm chaser, actually, Nathan Moore, of a very vivid funnel. And I'm going to step off here real quick. Guys, feel free to take the radar once again. Okay, so again, we have a confirmed tornado that was near Llewellyn, moving southeast at around, or moving east at around 20 miles per hour. I just wanted to check and see. Our chaser is out. He's chasing for us, Nathan Moore. Had a picture of a tornado on the ground. And this is what we're looking at right now. This is, again, it was southeast of Llewellyn that we had the confirmed tornado on the ground. And right now that rotation is right centered over the western edge of Lake McConaughey, moving east at around 20 miles per hour. Once again, if you know anybody that might be out there camping, please give them a call. Make sure that they have a heads up as we continue to see this dangerous storm. Again, I'm reading the warning here. You're looking at, Otter Creek Campground, which always is just going to make, the hair on the back of my neck lift up just a little bit. Again, my family, we love to go camping. It's what we do. And if you're out at Lake McConaughey right now, this is a very serious situation. Again, we don't have confirmation of the tornado on the ground right now, but we are still picking up very strong rotation here on the western side of Lake McConaughey. So this tornado warning runs till 5:30 Mountain Time, 6:30 Central Time for northwest Keith County. Ogallala, you're not included in that. I want to make that very clear. Ogallala, you're not even in the thunderstorm warning that was initially issued for this storm, but you will certainly want to be keeping a heads up. Make sure you're looking out to the northwest. Make sure you're staying updated out in Ogallala as this dangerous storm is continuing to work its way off to the east. We'll switch back over to reflectivity here. Still got that notch. Okay, so we still have our notch here, which lines up fairly well with the rotation. So the notch was moving right at about in here. That is a significant area of rotation that is moving on the western side of Lake McConaughey. And as I've said before, you notice the purple polygon here. That means it is a confirmed tornado warning, as we did have storm chasers, weather spotters, reporting a tornado was briefly on the ground just to the southeast of Llewellyn. We do not have any updates as of yet from the Weather Service regarding this tornadic storm that is moving over Lake McConaughey right now. Sorry for stepping off. I'm just going to pull up and see if we have any more information from the National Weather Service. This is covered by the North Platte National Weather Service. Reports of rotation now up in Cherry County as well. But as of right now, no new updates on this tornado warning that is, again, working its way over Lake McConaughey right now. I'm going to pan back just a little bit so you can kind of get an idea of what's underway right now. So you can see that line of thunderstorms is now starting to take shape. And this is what we are tracking for later on tonight for us here in central Nebraska. We are tracking what is expected to be a pretty significant, a pretty healthy line of severe thunderstorms that will roll its way into central Nebraska. It may not be until maybe 11, 12 o'clock when it actually reaches the Tri-Cities tonight. So it's another overnight event for us here in central Nebraska. So that line of storms is now starting to take shape, and the primary threat is going to be damaging winds, which could be maybe around 80 miles per hour in some areas. But right now, we are early on, and these storms out here in the western part of the state, they're not being influenced quite as much by the storms around them. So they're able to tap into the instability a little bit better, and they're able to produce these tornadoes. And even tonight when that line's coming through, there will be potential that we could see those brief spin-ups as that line of severe thunderstorms is rolling through. But right now, it is still a very significant couplet showing up right over Lake McConaughey. I mean, it's essentially moving over the water, which is just incredible right now. This storm is just continuing to blast its way through Lake McConaughey. And it is continuing. If you know anybody that's out camping at Lake McConaughey right now, please make sure you get them on the phone and call them and let them know that this is a dangerous storm that is working its way over Lake McConaughey right now. You can see the couplet is very well pronounced there on radar. Let's go ahead and take a shot of Lake McConaughey, guys, if we have that. That's what's moving over the water right now. Okay, so that is right now out at Lake McConaughey. That's what's ongoing right now. And essentially what we are looking at is what I just showed you on radar with that couplet. That strong area of rotation is moving right towards our camera. Now the feed's a little choppy, but certainly this is an impressive area of rotation. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, boy, that looks like a mile-wide tornado that's moving over the water. Can't confirm that with this feed. Could just be some significant heavy rain. Okay, with this kind of a choppy feed that's coming in, really difficult to say. And I would highly doubt that we'd be talking about that size of a tornado moving over the water. But here is our update that has just come in. This has just come in from the Weather Service. A tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30 Mountain Time for northwestern Keith County. At 5:13, a confirmed tornado was located near Lemoyne, or 14 miles northwest of Ogallala, moving east at 20 miles per hour. This is a radar-confirmed tornado. So let's go back to radar just real quick. We're going to bounce back and forth here a little bit. So again, what we were looking at on camera is this right here. And again, this is just a significant area of rotation. 14 miles northwest of Ogallala. It's moving east. Okay, there's your update. Saw the radar scan, just update there. Still looking at significant rotation. Again, right over the heart of Lake McConaughey. So we go right back to the camera network. That's exactly what you're seeing on radar. That's what it looks like in real life, real time right now. We've got this storm moving its way over Lake McConaughey. There is significant rotation. You can see the winds really starting to pick up by how the camera is shaking. And again, this is a storm with significant rotation. It has produced at least one tornado on the ground. And now we are talking about radar-confirmed tornado because of how significant the rotation is showing up on radar. This is from the National Weather Service in North Platte. So keep in mind, a tornado warning is in effect for northwestern Keith County until 5:30 Mountain Time. Eagle Gulch Campground, Otter Creek Campground, Clear Creek State Wildlife Management Area. I named these off. Again, my family, we go camping a lot. We're planning on camping for the Memorial Weekend. If anybody you know is out at Lake McConaughey right now, again, maybe got a day start out on the long holiday weekend, obviously they need to be seeking shelter somewhere better than a camper. You know, that's just not going to cut it with this kind of a storm that is rolling its way across the lake right now. This storm is literally moving across Lake McConaughey right now. It's going straight over the water. It's going to have torrential rainfall with it, obviously. And again, this is a radar-confirmed tornado. We'll jump back to radar real quick so I can show you. When we're talking radar-confirmed tornado, it's for this couplet right here. So that's exactly what you were seeing on our Viero camera network right just a second ago. you're seeing that area of rotation that is moving its way. And again, it is essentially moving right across the water. And so if you know of anybody that's out there, this is a dangerous weather situation. It has had one confirmed tornado already. And that was southeast of Llewellyn. And now we've got a radar indicated or a radar confirmed tornado. There's a difference, okay? I kind of misspoke there, and I want to clarify. There is a difference between radar indicated and radar confirmed, okay? Radar indicated means you've got some rotation that could be producing a tornado. Radar confirmed rotation means you are talking about significant rotation, which is what you are seeing right here. I mean, it is showing up plain as day. You are talking about significant rotation being picked up by radar, which means, and again, keep in mind, this comes in handy a lot when you're talking about rain-wrapped tornadoes. So you're talking about radar picking up such a strong area of rotation that the National Weather Service puts out a radar-confirmed tornado warning. And I mean, this is just a beast of a couplet that is moving over Lake McConaughey right now. Ogallala, you're in the clear, but it's 14 miles away from you. Obviously, you need to be paying attention to this. Right now, it's moving east. I mean, it's moving right over the water of Lake McConaughey. So you've got your notch here, often referred to as a hook echo. And so what you're looking for, because sometimes you might be looking at radar, go, boy, that looks like a hook. Does it line up with where the rotation is? So there's your hook, there's your rotation. They're right where they should be. And again, this is a radar-confirmed tornado from the National Weather Service in North Platte, moving over Lake McConaughey, about 14 miles northwest of Ogallala. So here's Ogallala. Here's our radar-confirmed tornado that is continuing to work its way off to the east. You can see the shear within this storm has been very impressive. Where you see those darker shades of red, that's kind of picking up on the rotation within the storm and is certainly very significant. We'll pan back out just a little bit, give you an idea of what's going on. Again, we're starting to see that line of thunderstorms develop here as it's working its way through Cherry County, then all the way down into Keith County. And I want to go back down here just a little bit because now, okay, this might be an area to watch as well. Okay, so Ogallala, this might be an area that you need to be watching. Okay, so if you look at reflectivity here, you're starting to see a little notch here, and we switch over to velocities. Now, it's not as pronounced, but certainly there is what could be the beginnings of some rotation there on the southern edge of this storm. This couplet that is moving over Lake McConaughey right now, I am very concerned with anybody that may be camping out there already. Because this, again, had a confirmed tornado just southeast of Llewellyn. It is still showing a tremendous amount of rotation there on the western side of Lake McConaughey. And this, again, is a radar-confirmed tornado that is moving through Keith County, right through Lake McConaughey. And the hope is that anybody ahead of this can still seek shelter. I know I keep repeating this, but if you know of anybody that's out there, you got to get them on the phone. They need to know. They need to know that this is a dangerous storm that is moving right through what in a day or two is going to be one of the most populated places around. Okay, it's a long holiday weekend coming up. A lot of people heading out to enjoy it, get some camping done. This is a dangerous storm that is moving right through the heart of Lake McConaughey right now. Dave, how's the camera looking out there? I got Dave in the Weather Center helping me out. How's it looking over there?
It is hard. It's hard to see.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rain involved with this.
Okay, let's go ahead. I want to take the camera real quick. I know Dave's kind of messing around with it a little bit, but I want to take the camera if we can. And Dave, if you can, zoom back out.
I can't.
Okay.
They're on it.
Oh, they're on it. Okay.
They're on a different camera.
I got you. Okay, let's go back to radar real quick. But what we're talking about in this kind of a situation, it appears to be some significant torrential rain that is coming down as well, and that is certainly an issue. And that's why we're talking about the potential there of a rain-wrapped tornado. Again, this is a radar-confirmed tornado that is moving over Lake McConaughey right now, right here. Now, I will say, in the most recent scan, maybe lessening just a little bit. But unfortunately, there's this little spot here to the south that now has my attention as well. And I bring that up because Ogallala, everything's moving east right now. So if that does develop into something here, this southern edge that is starting to show certainly some signs of concern there. So if that were to strengthen like this one has, then that would be heading right towards Ogallala, okay? And I know a lot of you tuned in for the 6 o'clock news. It is our policy here in the First Alert Weather Center that if we have a significant tornado warning, you know, where it appears that, again, this is a radar-confirmed tornado, if we've got that strong of a rotation, I know it's over a lake, but there are a lot of people that are out camping this weekend or heading into this weekend, and we stay on these tornado warnings, okay? We stay on them when we've got this kind of significant rotation that's coming in. All right, here is a new update for you. A confirmed tornado located near Lemoyne, 13 miles northwest of Ogallala. That's it right there. This is emergency management confirming there is a tornado within this storm, okay? Eagle Gulch Campground, Otter Creek Campground. There is a confirmed tornado with this storm. It is moving east at around 25 miles per hour. No, it's not impacting any cities as of yet, but it's moving over Lake McConaughey. And I know I keep bringing it up, but this one's not going away. Okay, so that southern edge is starting to concern me just a little bit as well. Okay, so the southern edge of this storm may be having some rotation as well. But boy, just look at the hook that is embedded within this, okay? There's your new update, okay? Let's switch back over to base velocities. Okay, that is still showing up there. We're gonna keep an eye on that. But boy, it is right here. This is where your tornado would be. So somewhere on the western edge there, western half of Lake McConaughey, emergency management is confirming a tornado is on the ground, moving east at around 25 miles per hour. It's good.
You can see is extremely strong.
Okay. Can we go full screen on that?
They have it back there.
Okay. Can we go, let's see if we can go back to the camera again. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right here. This storm, as it's moving over the water, and again, it's a choppy feed.
And look at the water to itself.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a choppy feed. It's kind of coming in and out. But yeah, I mean, we're talking, this is a confirmed tornado at Lake McConaughey right now. So again, if you've got anybody that's camping out there, oh, that rotation is, it would not shock me one bit, guys, if we are looking at a tornado rain-wrapped right now. That would not shock me one bit if back within there somewhere, it would not shock me one bit if that's where that tornado is, because you can see the rotation. Look at the right side of the screen. I mean, you can see that rotation with this storm as it's moving over Lake McConaughey. So keep in mind, we're looking directly at it. It's moving directly towards the camera. So
I can't zoom out any further either.
Okay. You're thinking to yourself, okay, how is it that the emergency manager can see this? Well, they're probably in a different location. They're probably on the other side of it. They should be on the other side of it. Let's hold on this. As long as we've still got the feed, I want to hold on this. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for northwestern Perkins, southwestern Keith, southeastern Dual. That's the storm I was just talking to you about. That's going to run until 6:15 Mountain Time, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, quarter-size hail. But that thunderstorm warning has a tornado possible tag, which means there is some rotation in that storm. Gosh, there's people on the highway right in front of this thing. I mean, their radios, everything should be going crazy right now. Again, if you know of anybody camping out Lake McConaughey, I hope you've already called them. This is a very dangerous situation. And coming from, somebody who frequently is out camping, this is your nightmare scenario that you have something to this effect. We're going to hold on this camera for a while we're really starting to get pelted with rain on it now, and it's very difficult to see, obviously, but I just kind of want to cling to it a little bit longer. But it just would not shock me if we were looking, if there was no rain headed our way, I think we'd have been able to see this tornado. I mean, that's how significant the rotation was on radar, and just, again, very rain wrapped. It's very difficult to see, and our camera feed's a little choppy. Okay, so here's your couplet. That's the tornado right there, okay? That's your tornado right there. This is our new severe thunderstorm warning that I was just mentioning, and that runs till 6:15. And so that is northwestern Perkins, southwestern Keith, and southeastern Dual. It's for 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail. Okay, so if anybody is still with us here from Grand Island, the other night, Monday night, we had that funnel that appears, I believe we did have a brief touchdown. I had a lot of people going, why weren't the sirens sounded? Why weren't the sirens? There was no tornado warning for it. They were seeing rotation, but it wasn't strong enough that they felt confident to issue a tornado warning. So what they will do is you will get a severe thunderstorm warning like the one we have right now. A severe thunderstorm warning for Keith County, and at the bottom of the warning, it will say tornado possible. And that's because of that area of rotation right there. Okay, so we've got a confirmed tornado over Lake McConaughey. We have rotation embedded within this storm that is just to the east, or west of Ogallala, I should say, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. New update coming in. We'll see what this one is. Okay. This is your update. Tornado warning. Northwestern Keith County until 6:15 Mountain Time. Radar indicated rotation, golf ball size hail. Near Lemoyne at around 5:35 Mountain Time. So we're right about now, a few minutes. 12 miles northwest of Ogallala, moving east at around 15 miles per hour. This is our view right now, and obviously can't see much with all the rain that is moving through. So let's go back to radar real quick, guys. You guys are doing a great job in the booth, by the way. So this is actually now a new tornado warning that has been issued for Keith County. So here's the one for the confirmed tornado warning. Okay, now that one's just been dropped. Now we have a regular tornado warning, so to speak, that is in effect right now, and that's going to go until 6:15 Mountain Time. Again, this is a storm that has a history of producing tornadoes. There was at least 2 confirmed tornadoes, so to speak. We've had early on just to the southeast of Llewellyn, and then just a little bit ago, not that far from Lemoyne, we had emergency management saying that we had a tornado. Okay, so tornado warning until 7:15 Central, 6:15 Mountain Time out in the western part of the state. Now, I will draw your attention to this one right here, okay? That's the one I've been talking about for the last few minutes. And I think we just got a tornado warning on it. This one, you're going to see it pop up here in a second. We have a new tornado warning. There it is. This includes the town of Ogallala. Ogallala, you should be seeking shelter. Brule should be seeking shelter. Tornado warning for north central Perkins, southwestern Keith counties until 6:15 Mountain Time. Radar indicated rotation near Brule, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. So this is that southern edge that I was just talking about. Okay, there's your notch, your hook echo, so to speak. There's your rotation. Again, lining up perfectly. So this is a new tornado warning that runs until 6:15. So we now have, I'll get rid of this little box there for you. We now have 2 separate tornado warnings involving Keith County. Also North Central Perkins County. There's your latest update. Significant hook showing up here on radar with that new rotation that is in the western part of Keith County. And then we continue. Boy, this one, I tell you guys, that couplet, and again, that's what it's a couplet, it's what's referred to as when you've got this kind of rotation, it's just not going away. It has not shown any signs of weakening, even as it's been moving over the waters of Lake McConaughey, now going to be impacting the northern side of Lake McConaughey. So I'm going to step off and grab my other warning here that we have in place. So again, we have 2 separate tornado warnings ongoing right now. Lakeview Campground, that's in the path of this tornado warning. Lakeview Campground. And then the second warning, which is right over Brule currently. So you can see Brule here. Rotation heading right towards it. Ogallala, you are included in this tornado warning as well. So these tornado warnings run till 6:15 Mountain Time or 7:15 Central Time. And I realize, again, that we have completely covered up your 6 o'clock news. My apologies for that, but again, it is our policy here in the First Alert Weather Center that if we have, it may not be for every tornado warning. If we just have weak rotation that's showing up, you know, we may not stay on the air. But when we've got an area of rotation that has a confirmed or has produced tornadoes, the way this one has over Lake McConaughey, and that rotation near Brule continues to strengthen, we will stay on the air to make sure that we get the information out. So if you were really hoping to catch, you know, is it Darren on sports tonight?
Darren doing sports.
Was it Darren?
Yeah.
I lose track if it's Darren or Trey. If you were hoping to see Darren, I'm sorry. He's back there, I guarantee you he is. But we're going to stay on the air here because this is a pretty significant situation. Again, we've had confirmed tornadoes right in the vicinity of Lake McConaughey, and now that storm is moving over Lake McConaughey, and then we have rapidly seen another area of rotation that is around the Brule area. So we're gonna back up just a little bit. Actually, of course, right as I say that is when we see the new update come in from the radar scan. So, okay, still a significant area of rotation over Lake McConaughey right now. As I mentioned, that has not shown any signs of weakening. Couple of scans, it tried to, and then the next scan, it was right back to what, seriously, I would not be surprised if we get a radar-confirmed tornado warning out of that couplet right there. That's how significant of an area of rotation that is. Okay, now some good news. Here by Brule, that one has shown some signs of weakening. Doesn't necessarily mean, I spoke too soon again. Now all of a sudden that one's starting to show back up with the latest radar scan. And again, up here along Lake McConaughey, that is just a significant area of rotation that is continuing to work its way east. So Ogallala, you should be seeking shelter. Again, these are moving east at around 20 miles per hour. The one to the north, Ogallala, you're good there. Your concern is out here just west of town near Brule, as we're seeing that area of rotation that is working its way through the region. Thankfully, you know, not seeing any debris signatures showing up right now. Obviously, over Lake McConaughey, that would be pretty difficult. But looking around Brule here, right now, not seeing anything that stands out. That's what we want. We don't want anything on the ground right now. We've already had at least one confirmed tornado from this northern couplet here. We'll take just a moment to remind everybody that we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect until 11 o'clock for a large part, you know, northern, western Nebraska. That will eventually be extended out to include the Tri-Cities, because we are anticipating this line of storms that's right now underway. If that's what's developing is this line of storms. I was going to zoom out and show that to you earlier when the next scan came in, so we'll try to sneak that in real quick. So here's our line of thunderstorms that is developing. Actually stretches all the way from South Dakota down through Cherry County and then into the western part of the state. That line of storms is expected to keep moving east and southeastward and eventually bring damaging winds to central areas. Maybe in at least in excess of 70 to possibly 75 miles per hour. So we'll see if I can actually pull this off. Okay, here you go. Here's your enhanced risk of severe weather for central and eastern areas. Keep in mind, this line of storms as it moves east will eventually encounter more in the way of instability. And now, as it becomes more of a line, we should lose a little bit of that significant tornado threat. But we're certainly going to be on the lookout for some damaging winds, large hail, and possibility that we could see some embedded tornadoes within that line of storms as it's moving through. All right, we're going to go back to reflectivity here and zoom back in here on our tornado warnings. I was just going to say I think we should be getting an update here pretty soon from the National Weather Service. Let's see what we got here. Okay, tornado warning, a confirmed tornado near Brule. Weather spotters confirming a tornado near Brule moving east at 30 miles per hour. This is coming from weather spotters. Confirmed tornado on the ground near Brule currently, and at around 5:45 Mountain Time, this storm will be near Ogallala. Okay, so again, weather spotters confirming a tornado with this, and now you see the purple shaded polygon showing up, including Ogallala and Brule. You should be seeking shelter in the lowest level of your home, away from any doors and windows. Again, if you don't have a basement, a basement's ideal. If you don't, head to the most interior room of your home. Put as many walls between you and the outside of your home as possible. Stay away from any windows. If you have kids, I often say this, you know, maybe they have that bike helmet that they were out riding around, they brought it in the house with them, they just left it laying around. Grab that, bring it with you. You know, grab that stuffed animal, that blanket. Head to the most interior part of your home, lowest level of your home. This is a confirmed damaging tornado near Brule, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. So Ogallala and Brule, you are included in this confirmed tornado warning. And it would be right over or just south of Brule right now. And what we don't want to see is anything showing up right now, which we don't. These are the kind of situations you just want to stay out in the open fields and not impact anything. But we have a confirmed tornado on the ground near Brule. This is from weather spotters, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. And we do continue with what is still a very significant couplet here around Lake McConaughey. So I'll point these out. So you've got one here, and you've got one here. And the one over Lake McConaughey is more significant right now. The northern side of Lake McConaughey, compared to the one here around Brule, that one looks more impressive. But we have a confirmed tornado on the ground near Brule, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. So again, for those of you who are expecting to see the 6 o'clock news, again, my apologies, but this is our policy. And this is why we try to stay on the air as long as possible, for when we go from what was a radar indicated rotation tornado to now a confirmed tornado on the ground. People in Brule, you should already be in your safe place. Ogallala, anyone within these polygons here, you should be seeking shelter. I keep saying it to anybody out at Lake McConaughey. If you know of anybody out there, hopefully you've gotten a hold of them and they've already taken shelter. But again, seek shelter in the lowest level of your home and put as many walls between you and the exterior of your home that you can. Okay? Maybe an interior closet, maybe a bathroom, something to that effect. If you have a basement, what was that?
Can we get to Nathan Moore?
Oh, can we take, actually, I'm going to try it here. We're going to see if I can pull this off. Okay, holy cow. Dave, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, this is from our storm chaser, Nathan Moore. He has been on these storms from the get-go. He sent me footage of it. I'm going to try to see if I can get his exact location currently. So this is what he's looking at right now. This is live footage from our storm chaser, Nathan Moore. And that thing is spinning. So again, we have confirmed tornadoes in the western part of the state. We have tornado warnings for Perkins and Keith counties. We had a confirmed tornado reported around Brule, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Okay, our storm chaser, we're looking at his feed right now. Are you kidding me? There's a tumbleweed.
I love
right
it.
across.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
How wild.
Okay, he is Highway 61, just north of Ogallala, looking west-southwest-ish. So this would be the Brule storm, I believe. I believe he's looking at the Brule storm. And you can just see lightning there, but just, here's your real area of concern. Okay, a little bit here too. Ooh. Sorry, I'm watching the feed. That one actually, that startled me a little bit. Again, this is our
is that a
storm
funnel?
chase. What was that?
Is that a funnel?
Possibly got
Try
one
it.
forming here. No, I want to point out, notice what I just pointed at is now gone. Mm-hmm. That's what happens a lot. So you had one trying to get going, it dissipated. Now you've got a new area of concern that's trying to get going. Again, this is our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, who is out, he said, just north of Ogallala, looking out to the west. Ogallala, you should be seeking shelter. You are in the path of this tornado. Okay.
Oh, that
Every
one's
time I
trying.
want to duck away from this, it starts to, look at this.
Yep. And just to the left of it.
Yep, yep, right there. And look at this one. Every time I want to duck back and go to radar, okay, he's switching positions now. Okay, we've got a watch update. Okay. Every time I want to jump away and show you radar, yeah, look at that. There you go.
Wow.
Okay, we're going to go back to radar here real quick, and then we'll jump back. Okay, so we have tornado warning here, kind of on the northern edge of Lake McConaughey until 6:15 Mountain Time, 7:15 Central Time. This is where our storm chaser is looking. That's the video we were just seeing. Okay, so we'll switch over. We're looking at this area here,
Oh, it's getting stronger, Tim.
right around Brule. Okay,
That's a strong funnel.
Okay, let's go back to it here.
Oh, now it's going back up.
Now, Dave, come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on, Dave.
The one on the left was
Okay.
was making a real good effort.
What? It's still there.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to stay on this for a while. Again, this is our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, who is out around Ogallala, bringing us this footage. Boy, it's trying really hard. I mean, this one here.
Yeah, that was the one that was halfway down to the ground.
Again, this is a radar, this is a confirmed tornado for Keith County, including the town of Brule. Ogallala, you are included in this. You should be seeking shelter. Lowest level of
There
your
it
home. Boy,
goes
the
again.
lightning is sharp. Here it goes. It's trying.
Radar indicator.
There's your funnel right there. Two of them. We have two, well, this one's dissipating again. Boy, this one here, you see them zooming in a little bit on it. There's your funnel, and this one's still trying. This one's just kind of the more dominant one right now. This is live footage southwest of Ogallala. And here's your new update. A tornado warning remains in effect for north central Keith County. That's for the northern storm. This is radar indicator rotation on this one. We are looking live at a developing, well, this obviously right now is a funnel, two funnels here just to the west, southwest of Ogallala. This one seems to really be struggling. This one, not so much. And you got something to keep in mind, guys. We can't see, oh, looky here, looky here.
Yep, there it goes.
There it goes. I was just going to say you can't see it. There's your touchdown right there. It's roping out already. It's brief. But and now look at that. Look how fast that's dissipating. Look at that.
Wow.
Now, we got to watch it all the way, okay? It's dissipating all the way to the ground. But sometimes just because you don't see the entire funnel doesn't mean it's not there. But well, there you go. Again, this is brought to us from Nathan Moore, live footage out just southwest of Ogallala. Ogallala, you are in a confirmed tornado warning. You should be seeking shelter, lowest level of your home, away from any doors and windows. Again, if you have a basement, that's where you want to be. We're going to head back over to radar here real quick while Nathan's repositioning himself. Okay, first of all, this is the radar indicated tornado on the northern edge of Lake McConaughey, which is still very much showing significant rotation. Okay, and this is the one we were just watching on Nathan Moore's stream there. That did appear to appeared to produce a tornado. I don't want to say that was a confirmed tornado for sure, because I could not see all the way to the ground. If it didn't reach all the way to the ground, then it wouldn't have been, but it certainly appeared to be. And then we have significant rotation here on the northern edge of Lake McConaughey. I would certainly expect this warning to be extended out eventually. But Ogallala, you are under a confirmed tornado warning. Brule, that's rotation now passing east of town, but Ogallala, you should be in the lowest level of your home. And again, if you have children, this is a scary situation. So try to keep them nice and calm. Grab that stuffed animal if you can, that blanket, whatever gives them security, okay? Maybe that bike helmet if you can. Head to the lowest level of your home. If you don't have a basement, head to the interior. Put as many walls between you and the exterior of your home as you can. Stay away from those windows. A closet, a bathroom, things of that nature. Grab that blanket, wrap yourselves in it, okay? But we have already had several confirmed tornadoes. So this one here had confirmed tornado, at least one confirmed tornado southeast of Llewellyn. But then emergency management also reported a confirmed tornado kind of in and around Lake McConaughey. So I don't know if that would be the same one or if that'd be, multiple ones. And then we just showed you the stream from our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, with what appeared to be a confirmed tornado that briefly touched down just to the southwest of Ogallala. So Ogallala, again, you are included in this tornado warning, which is, notice the difference. The polygon is purple. That's a confirmed tornado warning. This is red, just meaning right now radar indicated rotation, but that certainly is very strong rotation, which is on the north side of Lake McConaughey. Everything's moving east at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Just double checking to see if I've seen anything. Okay, no new updates coming in from our chaser. Thought for a second. Dave, would you do me a quick favor and check the printer paper? Make sure that we're still loaded in there. I don't want to run out of printer paper. But this rotation, again, here on the northern edge of Lake, now kind of on the northeast side of Lake McConaughey, that continues to show extreme rotation. Now down here to the southwest of Ogallala, that is not showing up quite as much. That rotation certainly has weakened at least a little bit. So I'm going to pull up the chat with the National Weather Service and see if we've gotten any reports as of late. Looks like golf ball size hail was reported in Brule. Yep, tornado warnings continue. Okay, nothing new as of right now. So we continue with these tornado warnings that run till 6:15 Mountain Time, okay? And this one here, again, a confirmed tornado with that one. That's why it's purple. That's the difference between the two. Switch back over to reflectivity here and just kind of get an idea of what we're looking at here. Okay. I'm going to start with this one on the north, which is still very much showing. You see that notch right there? Still very much showing a lot of rotation in that northern storm. The southern one, maybe not quite so much, okay? But still some rotation possibly showing up there. But again, what we want is we want this to weaken completely. So we'll see what they do with this one here. as it does start to show some signs of possibly weakening. But boy, this one here, I'm just kind of waiting on the Weather Service to kick out a new warning on that one, because that is still showing some significant rotation as it continues to move east. And again, I know we've taken up your entire 6 o'clock news, but this is our policy. If we've got tornadoes coming, you know, especially with these kind of couplets, this kind of rotation. Okay, I believe this might be our, yep, there, okay. So this is that new warning I was just waiting on. Okay. So now we have a new tornado warning that runs till 6:15 Mountain Time, 7:15 Central Time. Radar indicator rotation, it should mainly remain over rural parts of Keith County. But this is a new tornado warning that has been issued for that couplet right there, for that area of rotation. Ogallala, you are still in a confirmed tornado warning. You should be in shelter right now, lowest levels of your home. Some rotation trying to show up there, maybe west of town. And we had our storm chaser earlier who showed, you know, what appeared to be a tornado touching down from that storm. Okay, tornado warning for northeastern Perkins, southeastern Keith County. And that runs till 6:30 Mountain Time. A confirmed tornado near Ogallala. We have a confirmed tornado on the ground near Ogallala. It is moving east at 30 miles per hour. Ogallala, it is for this area of rotation here. Please be seeking shelter now. Please be in the lowest levels of your home. So now we have a new confirmed tornado warning. Also includes the city of Paxton.
Hail in Ogallala right now.
Okay, reports of hail in Ogallala. You know, Wild Horse Spring, Nevins, going to be impacted by this. Roscoe around 6 o'clock Mountain Time, but it is currently near Ogallala. We have a confirmed tornado from weather spotters near Ogallala, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. Please head to the lowest level of your home. If you live in a mobile home and you have time, try to find somewhere sturdier. Again, I've been talking about people maybe camping out at Lake McConaughey. You know, this is just a very dangerous situation that we have ongoing right now. We do not have a confirmed tornado warning on this one on the northeast side of Lake McConaughey, but it has a history of producing tornadoes. But unfortunately, right now, we have a confirmed tornado located near Ogallala, and it's moving east at around 30 miles per hour. Storm spotters confirming a tornado on the ground near Ogallala. Roscoe, it'll be in your area at around 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Paxton at around 6:20 Mountain Time. Golf ball size hail also a threat with this storm. And so this is a really good situation to point out that, I mean, the rotation is there, okay? The rotation's there, but look at the difference between the two. This one is much more significant rotation, but we have a confirmed tornado on the ground with this one. This is why, you know, emergency managers, local volunteer fire department, you spotters that head out and go watch these things for us and for the Weather Service, this is why you are so important, okay? Because of situations like this, where we can tell you that weather spotters are confirming a tornado on the ground near Ogallala, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. Also the threat of golf ball size hail with that storm as it is moving its way to the east. Okay. You know, a little something showed up right there, south of Ogallala. That wouldn't surprise me if something may have touched down there. Right now around Ogallala, again though, please keep in mind that we have a confirmed tornado that would be really, you know, if we switch over to velocities, if it's still on the ground, it is right there at Ogallala. Please take this serious. Please make sure you're staying in the lowest levels of your home. You notice right here on the southern edge, there might be some new rotation. I pointed out there on the debris swat there that maybe something got picked up there. Hard to say for sure. But you see the purple polygon here? That is your confirmed tornado warning. Okay, confirmed tornado warning. We have weather spotters confirming tornado located near Ogallala, moving east at around 30 miles per hour. I'm going to go ahead and pull up and see if National Weather Service has any new information that I can pass along to you. As of right now, I don't see anything coming in. But again, a confirmed tornado was reported near Ogallala, and this is moving east at around 30 miles per hour. There's also the threat of golf ball size hail. And I'm pausing because it looks like the Weather Service might be sending something out here shortly. We'll check back in just a second here. Okay, still very significant rotation now east of Lake McConaughey, but again, it looks like it would mainly stay over rural areas, but still, if you live here in the north central part of Keith County, you should be seeking shelter. That is significant rotation. We watched that on our camera network move over Lake McConaughey. We watched it on our stream. Okay. Just checking in with the Weather Service here to see if they have anything new. Anything new coming in there, Dave? Okay. Oh, thank you. Severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Arthur, eastern Keith, northwestern Lincoln, southwestern McPherson. We're getting a lesson in all sorts of warnings here tonight, guys. Okay. I want to point out this one. You will notice that it is shaded in kind of a brownish orange color. That is for a destructive thunderstorm warning. That storm may have 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts embedded within. It is moving to the east at 25 miles per hour. And again, this is a destructive thunderstorm warning. So we have your confirmed tornado warning in purple, and then we have a destructive thunderstorm warning, the shaded one there, kind of that brownish orange color, whatever you want to call it. That is for the potential of 80-mile-per-hour winds. Radar indicated locations impacted by this: Ogallala, Paxton, Keystone, Roscoe, okay? Moving east at 25 miles per hour. The potential for 80-mile-per-hour winds from this storm, okay? Maybe some new rotation showing up here on the southern edge, kind of north of Grant, okay? Might have some new rotation there. And this is where we start to see maybe it transitioning from less of a tornado threat to more of a wind threat, but that's not necessarily great news, okay? Because we're still going to be looking at the potential of 80-mile-per-hour winds with this cluster of storms out here in the western part of the state. This is a very dangerous area of thunderstorms, which if we pan out, see if I can get it to pan out. No, we don't want to do that right now. Okay. So a confirmed tornado warning situated there around Ogallala. We had weather spotters confirming that we had a tornado on the ground near Ogallala. So here's our line of storms that's developing. Northern edge right now is not doing much there in Cherry County. It is this cluster of storms that is situated right around Ogallala. And it is a dangerous situation. If you live anywhere in these polygons, you should be seeking shelter now. So Paxton, Roscoe, Ogallala, obviously. This is a dangerous situation. We've got a destructive severe thunderstorm warning with 80-mile-per-hour winds a possibility. We have two different confirmed tornado warnings. Now, this one should be going away here shortly. But again, Paxton, Paxton and Ogallala are in a confirmed tornado warning as well as a destructive thunderstorm warning for the possibility of 80-mile-per-hour winds. Please be seeking shelter if you are in the line of this storm. We've now moved into the 7 o'clock hour. Dave's been helping me out. Dave, you've been a huge help. Those of you in the booth, our production staff, you guys have been doing great as well. So we have confirmed tornado warnings. We have destructive thunderstorm warnings. And then we have regular tornado warning also mixed in. A little bit of everything going on out in the western part of the state right now. If you live anywhere in these polygons, I'm going to zoom back out. If you live anywhere in any of those polygons, you have got to be seeking shelter, lowest level of your home, okay? These are dangerous storms. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We've had confirmed tornadoes with this line of storms. Really, it's kind of just a cluster of storms here in the western part of the state. And for those of you maybe just jumping in going, hey, where was our 6 o'clock news? These are extremely dangerous storms that are working their way east in the far western part of the state, and we will stay on air as long as we have to make sure that we get this information out. Because, again, this line of storms has produced tornadoes. It has the possibility of 80-mile-per-hour winds as they are really working their way east. Now, I know it looks a little bit, it's kind of a jumbled mess right now with all the warnings. We should lose a couple of those eventually. But again, this is just a situation. Let's see if we can switch over to the velocities here. There we go. You might have noticed it was having trouble there. It's because it was picking up the polygons instead of me trying to switch over to velocities. So here on the southern edge, I want to start here. Probably some rotation, but probably more of a concern there on the southern edge that we could be seeing stronger winds reaching closer to the surface. Okay. Again, Ogallala, we had a confirmed tornado on the ground near Ogallala. We have not since had any updates with that. That rotation has really broadened out, which is a good thing. We want that. We don't want this, where it's that tight area of rotation with the reds and greens right there with that couplet. That's what you don't want to see. And with the latest update, the latest radar scan, again, this is the same one that produced a tornado near Llewellyn. It moved right over Lake McConaughey. It has not really weakened all that much. So if you live in the northern part of Keith County, again, this is a dangerous storm there, but it's not. It's all of Keith County. The worst of it now appears to be moving just to the east of Ogallala. And again, I'm going to check in with the Weather Service and see if we have. Okay, so not just a tornado warning. The potential of baseball-size hail in this storm as well. Okay, near Elsie. It'll be near Elsie at around 6:25 Mountain Time. So we've got radar indicated rotation. We've got the potential of baseball-size hail about 8 miles northeast of Grant, moving east at 30 miles per hour. So we're talking a possible tornado and baseball-size hail. These are very dangerous storms, okay? So we're talking, the potential of baseball-sized hail mixed in with this. That would be right there, right south of Ogallala. Okay, this is our severe threat tracker. Significant hail potential here. And if we switch over to the hail swath, you'll see it. Yeah, it's been coming in right there. But significant hail potential there, and also some significant wind gusts showing up too. That's what you see there in red, is the potential for significant wind gust as well. Okay, so right here, again, this is near that couplet. Okay, so we're in the same vicinity here. We could be talking about some extremely strong winds here north of Lake McConaughey. And what we're looking at here is if that's not a tornado, we could be talking about, it has the potential for 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, right? That's also what's included there. So that's at this destructive thunderstorm warning for the potential of 80-mile-per-hour winds. And I wouldn't be shocked if that might be even a little bit stronger than that. Okay, keep in mind the other night in Dundee County, Weather Service went out and looked at the damage and estimated the winds could have been 118 miles per hour. We oftentimes get really caught up, is it a tornado or not, okay? We get caught up in that a lot. Those damaging straight line winds can really produce some problems. Okay, so here we are south of Ogallala, what appears to be a pretty good, okay, new area of rotation that has really just developed there south of Ogallala. Okay, so we're talking right there on the Perkins and Keith County line. That is some significant rotation that has really just developed since the last radar scan. And what caught my eye is if you look at the reflectivity, you see that hook right there, okay? And again, it's never a guarantee for the most part that you've got a tornado, but when you've got a hook like that, and you've got the couplet that's showing up, those reds and greens, when those are lining up as well as they are here, that's a significant area of rotation and certainly could be producing a tornado as of right now. So Paxton, you are included in this. Well, you're in the destructive thunderstorm warning. You're also in the confirmed tornado warning. And you need to be keeping an eye on this area of rotation. Everything's moving east at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. But this is just a very destructive cluster of thunderstorms in the western part of our viewing area. Significant rotation still showing up. And again, that lines up with our threat tracker, which is showing those winds mixed in as well. So if it's not, if we're not talking about a significant wind event, it could also be a tornado that is mixed in. So we're zooming all the way back out, just to give you a statewide look at things real quick. Everybody else, you're pretty quiet. But boy, here, this cluster of storms in western parts of the state, very significant. I do want to remind everybody that we have our severe thunderstorm watch that runs till 11 o'clock. Okay, and that is for north central western Nebraska. And I want to make sure that everybody realizes that here in the Tri-Cities, this could be another late night event. It may not be till 11, midnight, that these come rolling through. Maybe I should say roaring through, because they could have the potential. By the time they get to the Tri-Cities, we'd be more worried about straight line winds with maybe some embedded tornadoes. But here out in Keith County is just getting hammered right now. We have a tornado warning for northeastern Keith County. So that's a new warning here for northeastern Keith County. It's moving east around 25 miles per hour. A new tornado warning that will run until 7:30 Mountain Time, 13 miles east of Ogallala, northeast of Ogallala. Radar indicated rotation. And so when they say that, we can show that to you here. There's your radar indicated rotation right here. And this is the same storm that produced a tornado by Llewellyn. That's what kind of kick-started all this. Shortly before the 6 o'clock hour here in central areas, we had a tornado warning there by Llewellyn, and now that same storm is still going and still producing possibly a tornado, but also the potential for 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So those of you in Lincoln County, okay, we're talking Hershey and North Platte, this is what's heading your way. So you need to be prepared for this. If you've got, maybe some ball games going on, I know it's softball, it's baseball season, guys. I know we're heading into the holiday weekend, but this is just a nasty complex of storms that is working its way through Keith and Perkins counties right now. And you need to be taking shelter because we still have our confirmed tornado warning that runs till 6:30 Mountain Time. And again, we have continued to see these areas of rotation. So you've got one here just to the south of Ogallala, and then you've got the other one that's northeast of Ogallala. And really, you've still got some rotation there just, mainly east of Ogallala. So Paxton, Roscoe, you need to be seeking shelter. This is a very dangerous area of storms. And I know we're covering up, I couldn't even tell you what's on right now. I know we're covering up primetime television right now, but it is our policy that we will stay on the air when we have this kind of a dangerous situation that is ongoing. We have the potential for 80-mile-per-hour winds, baseball-size hail, and tornadoes. We have had numerous confirmed tornadoes with this cluster of storms as it's been working its way through mainly Keith, but now moving into the northern part of Perkins County. And then you'll notice that the northwest part of Lincoln County is included in this destructive thunderstorm warning. So everything's working its way east. And right now, that is the main show. Okay, the northern edge of it just doesn't have the instability to work with. But whatever in the atmosphere that this cluster of storms has latched onto, it has really exploded over the last hour. You can still see that notch that's showing up here. And if we switch over to velocities, that notch still lines up very well with where our rotation is. And up north, we continue to see in this area here, Ogallala, you should be in the clear here as it's moving to your east. And praying that, again, we had a confirmed tornado around Ogallala. Prayers that, nothing damaging, that maybe it was just a brief touchdown like we had earlier with our stream with our storm chaser Nathan Moore. But we continue with a confirmed tornado warning for parts of Keith, Perkins counties. Paxton, you're included in that, and you should be seeking shelter in the lowest level of your home. Notice, okay, if you've been with me this whole time, thank you, but this area of rotation has now strengthened again. It's just kind of cycling through there just to the south of Ogallala. This one here on the north has just kind of maintained itself. This one here just kind of keeps cycling.
Take Nathan Moore when you get a chance.
Okay, Dave's saying that we should take our storm chaser here. Again, Nathan Moore's out tracking these storms for us. Whew.
He just got off the interstate.
Okay, so he's just off the interstate, Dave is saying, as we're watching, you know, it kind of looks like a spaceship coming in. And this is, again, is our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, who's out tracking this for us. Okay, this is from the emergency manager of Keith County. No injuries reported so far, a lot of hail damage. Lakeview Estates, a lot of structures and power lines damaged around Brule, heading out south of Brule, down power lines as they continue to monitor what is ongoing. So we, again, are continuing to track this very destructive area of storms out in the western part of the state. So it looks like our storm chaser Nathan kind of repositioning himself so that he can get a little better angle of what's going on. So we'll head back here. And again, we're still seeing this area of rotation just south of Ogallala. Paxton, you've got to keep an eye on that. It just kind of keeps cycling through. The one up here to the north has maybe started to broaden out a little bit, which again is good news. But boy, now around Grant, starting to see some rotation showing up. The southern edge, and it's really been on the southern edge of these storms, where we've started to see, you know, new rotation that's been developing. And so Grant, I would just say right now, Grant, you should be seeking shelter. If we've seen anything from these storms, these little spin-ups have been happening pretty quick. So Grant, I would say go ahead and take shelter. Lowest level of your home, away from any exterior walls. Put as many walls between you and the outside of your home as you can. If you have a basement, obviously go to the basement. If you don't, head to the interior room, maybe a closet or a bathroom. Okay? We're still picking up significant rotation here in southern Keith County, just south of Ogallala. Picking up rotation now around Grant, and we have seen these things be able to produce, you know, very quick tornadoes. We saw one earlier on stream. We had one with our storm chaser Nathan. We had a tornado that appeared to touch down, and boy, very quickly. So pretty good notch showing up here in southern Keith County. If you live in these areas, keep in mind we also have a destructive thunderstorm warning for 80-mile-per-hour winds. There's the potential for baseball-sized hail mixed in with some of these storms. These are life-threatening storms in the western part of the state right now. Ogallala, you should be in the clear now, okay? Rest of your night's probably going to be pretty quiet, okay? Rest of your night, Ogallala, again, you've had enough, okay? You've had your fair share. It's now moving to the east, and now we watch. Sorry, I stepped away for a second. I'm looking at what?
There's a potential here, but it's covered by hills right now. So
Sorry.
that's what I thought earlier with this.
Taking a quick drink. I'm going to go ahead and just show you our storm chaser here real quick. That could be a tornado. It's very hard to see, very difficult to see because of the hill. You can't see the bottom of it, obviously, the base of it. So we're going to stick, again, this is our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, who earlier we did have what appeared to be a touchdown of a tornado just kind of around the Brule area. So we're going to let him get a little bit better view of this. Step away as we've got a new update coming in. Okay, well, we're going to have to switch back now. We have a new tornado warning, and it's a confirmed tornado warning. Excuse me for picking the wrong one there. A new tornado warning for southeastern Perkins County. Southeastern Perkins County until 7 o'clock Mountain Time, a confirmed tornado located near Grant. Guys, I just was talking about that. I was just talking about that we needed to watch that area around Grant, and now we have a confirmed tornado from weather spotters near Grant. It's moving east at 35 miles per hour. It would be right there. And I mean, it would be right around the town of Grant. That's where the rotation is. And again, this is weather spotters confirming a tornado on the ground near Grant, moving east at around 35 miles per hour. Okay, so you see the purple shaded polygon. And again, that means we have a confirmed tornado. So we still have 2 confirmed tornado warnings ongoing. One runs till 6:30 Mountain Time, 7:30 Central, and the other one for Perkins County will run until 7 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Central Time. Confirmed tornado on the ground near Grant, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hopefully it developed just east of town, but Madrid, you need to be keeping an eye on this. Right now it should stay primarily in rural areas of Perkins County. But we have had numerous confirmed tornadoes with this cluster of storms in the western part of the state. Started near Llewellyn, and now we continue to see these confirmed tornadoes. So look here in southern Keith County. That notch there lines up with a good area of rotation. This notch here lines up with where the tornado is. So there's your little bit of a hook echo that we're seeing on radar, okay? And I want to point out up here to the north, I do not want to skip over what is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. Potential of 80 mile per hour winds. This is just a nasty cluster of storms in the western part of the state. North Platte, western half of Lincoln County, it's headed your way, okay? And with the way the atmosphere is, we're probably not talking about a situation where these are just going to suddenly fall apart, okay? We have a tornado on the ground. This is our storm chaser, Nathan. I'm trying to get out of the way. See if he can get that frame back in. That certainly looked like a tornado on the ground. This is our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, who is out chasing for us in the western part of the state. Okay, this, boy, I'm not gonna point at things, guys, okay? I keep forgetting it's not my map, okay? But he had what appeared to be a confirmed tornado earlier near Brule, and now we're gonna try and get, oh, we're losing, okay, it came back. Again, Nathan Moore providing this with us. We are very grateful for him. He's done such good work for us. See if we can get past these hills here and trees and see if we can get a good shot of this. Boy, that certainly looks like going right here. That certainly looks like a confirmed tornado on the ground there. Last check, I think he was in Perkins County, or in Keith County, but I'm not for sure. I'd have to double check, but I don't want, oh, wow, there it is. Okay, there it is, a confirmed tornado, or at least a very lengthy funnel, but this is in the western part of the state. Again, Perkins, Keith County, you guys have got to be seeking shelter now. What appears to be a tornado on the ground in the western part of the state here. Again, I don't know his exact location, whether he's in Perkins or in Keith County. Okay, 3 minutes ago he was near Paxton. Okay, so he's near Paxton. So we've got a tornado on the ground. There it is. This is live footage from our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, out in the western part of the state near Paxton. And we have had numerous tornadoes confirmed from this complex of storms. And if you live in northern Perkins, if you live in Keith, if you live in western Lincoln County, you need to be seeking shelter, okay? Keith County's been hammered by these storms. If you live west of Ogallala, you're okay. Anywhere east of Ogallala, you need to be seeking shelter. Again, this is live footage of a tornado on the ground. This is looking west from Paxton. And this is our storm chaser, Nathan Moore. So if you live in the western half of Lincoln County, this is what's headed your way, okay? Western half of Lincoln County, we have a, Grant, you're under a confirmed tornado warning, Perkins County, and Keith counties. Those are the 3 areas of concern right now. Western half of Lincoln County and kind of the eastern part of Keith County and the eastern part of Perkins County. You can still see the tornado appears to be on the ground as we continue to look at live footage.
See the rotation.
Yeah. And for those of us here in central areas, this line of storms is eventually expected to head our way. Now, by the time it gets to us, we should lose a little bit of the tornado threat and be more of a straight line wind threat. But we've got a thunderstorm warning ongoing right now that could have 80-mile-per-hour winds, if not higher, in it. So a very dangerous situation unfolding in the western part of the state right now, as we have another confirmed tornado on the ground. This is from, again, Nathan Moore, storm chaser near Paxton. It's hard to see it all the way up. I mean, you lose it a little bit there, but you can clearly see right there. So yeah, again, confirmed tornadoes on the ground in the western part of the state. Dave, keep an eye on his feed. I'm going to go back to radar real quick. Okay, so here's what we're looking at, guys. We have a tornado warning here for Keith County that runs till 6:30 Mountain Time. That's radar indicated rotation. But included within that is a destructive thunderstorm warning until 6:45 Mountain Time for the potential of 80-mile-per-hour winds. Then we have our confirmed tornado warning for parts of Perkins and Keith counties, and a separate confirmed tornado warning for Perkins County. So we have 2 separate confirmed tornado warnings ongoing right now. If we switch over to velocities here, okay, still seeing rotation here just to the southeast of Grant, still picking up rotation there southeast of Ogallala. So places like Wallace, you're not included in a warning as of yet, but you need to be ready. Okay, if you live in the western part of Lincoln County, you need to be ready. These storms have not shown any signs of weakening. In fact, they've been kind of building southward, and it's on that southern edge that we keep continuing to see these tornadoes spinning up. So if we flip back over to reflectivity here, okay, so you've got this cluster of storms. Again, Ogallala, you're now in the clear for the most part. Looks like everything's moving east of you. But North Platte, it's heading your way. Wallace, western half of Lincoln County. So this is, everything's advancing east at around 25 to 30 miles per hour. So you've got plenty of heads up here in the western part of Lincoln County that this is what's headed your way. Okay? How we looking there, Dave? Have we?
It is diminishing slightly, now it's on the move.
Okay, so the tornado looks like it's dissipating somewhat. So we continue to look here. Whew. Okay. So big area of concern here to the kind of east, northeast of Grant. That's showing up on our threat tracker. Maybe some rotation there, but also could be some really strong winds that are developing in that area. That's what's showing up on the threat tracker there. That is indicating, there's your update, so it's lessened a bit. The areas of reds where you're really worried about some wind potential here on our severe threat. So we'll see what's coming in now. Okay, looks like we're getting an update now. Tornado warning for northeastern Perkins, southeastern Keith, and west central Lincoln counties. That is going to go until 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain Time. Confirmed tornado located 9 miles southeast of Roscoe or 13 miles southeast of Ogallala, right there, moving east at 25 miles per hour. Again, this is a confirmed tornado, which is why you see the purple polygon. So if you live anywhere within these purple shaded regions, you need to be seeking shelter now. Lowest level of your home, away from any doors and windows. If you have a basement, that's best. Again, try to put as many walls between you and the outside of your home as you can. We have had numerous confirmed tornadoes tonight from this cluster of storms This is just the latest. Weather spotters confirming a tornado around 13 miles southeast of Ogallala, moving east at 25 miles per hour. This is for northeastern Perkins, southeastern Keith, and west central Lincoln counties. Until 8:15, confirmed tornado right in that area there, moving east at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. Paxton included in it. Wallace technically no, still be ready. Okay, there's your latest update. You can see the couplet here moving its way east. And, you know, if you've been with us tonight, we've had a few times where the couplet hasn't looked all that intense. The rotation hasn't looked all that intense, but it hasn't stopped it from producing a tornado. We have had numerous tornadoes on the ground here in the western part of the state, and you're seeing that here with these purple shaded polygons. A good hook showing up here just to the east of Grant. Really good hook showing up here right on the county line there with Perkins and Keith counties. So this continues to work its way east at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. I'm going to just take a second to grab a drink of water as we continue to cover this. And again, for those of you wondering, you know, where's your regularly scheduled programming? It is our policy, again, here in the First Alert Weather Center. Kyle and I, we discussed this at length. We want to stay on the air to make sure we get this information out to you guys, okay? We've had so many of these quick tornadoes that have developed. We don't want to have to take the time to get everybody lined back up and try to jump back into programming when we have had tornado warning after tornado warning here in the western part of the state. So those of you who live anywhere in these purple shaded polygons, you need to be seeking shelter now. These have confirmed tornadoes with them moving east at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. And that now includes the western part of Lincoln County. Hershey, this is knocking on your guys' doorstep here, okay? North Platte, that's what's headed your way. And these things have continued to produce tornadoes as they've been working their way eastward. And the thing is, the storms themselves are moving about 20 to 30 miles per hour, but you'll notice, you know, we've got the potential for 80 mile per hour winds with some of these storms as they continue to move east. So a very dangerous cluster of storms. We continue to see a tornado warning in effect until 7 o'clock Mountain Time for southeastern Perkins County. So that's for this one here. Radar indicated rotation, also the potential of golf ball size hail. Earlier we had the potential of baseball size hail in some of these storms as they're moving east around 30 miles per hour. So if we zoom in a little bit closer, there we go. And Dave, am I right? Madrid?
Madrid, yeah.
Madrid, okay. Sorry, Madrid, Caro, it trips me up a little bit, okay? I just, in my head, I always have to think twice about it. Rotation is right around Madrid. You should be seeking shelter now as this is moving east around 30 miles per hour. Radar indicated rotation and golf ball size hail potential. These storms, guys, have been producing tornadoes pretty quickly. And we've had several of them on the ground. And there's still a very significant notch or hook echo, if you want to call it that, which is lining up pretty well, if not right on, where that rotation is, okay? So we have a confirmed tornado warning for Perkins County. We have a confirmed tornado for the western part of Lincoln, southeastern Keith, as well as northern Perkins County. So we have 2 confirmed tornado warnings that are ongoing right now. And this is the update we just got in for this destructive severe thunderstorm warning. That area, so kind of the northern edge here, has the potential for some 80 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. That's going to impact places like Paxton and Roscoe. So not just tornadic activity, but the threat of 80 mile per hour winds roaring through the western part of the state right now. Very dangerous situation. If you live anywhere in these polygons, you should be seeking shelter. And again, if you have children, It's a scary situation for them, okay? So make sure you try to grab that security blanket that had since they were little babies. Maybe a bike helmet if you've got it laying around, strap it on them. You know, that stuffed animal, just help, you know, calm them down a bit, keep them safe, okay? And then head to the most interior level of your home, most interior room of your home, lowest level of your home. Stay away from doors and windows as these storms are pushing through. If you have a basement, that's ideal. If you live in a mobile home, you should try to find sturdier shelter, okay? Think for a second, even away from the tornado warnings. 80-mile-per-hour winds, a mobile home not exactly going to be able to withstand that all that well. So if you have time and you live in a mobile home, you should try to seek shelter somewhere sturdier. You know, maybe find that neighbor who can help you out a little bit, all right? We continue to see these confirmed tornado warnings ongoing here in the western part of the state. We have confirmed tornado warnings for western Lincoln, southeastern Keith, northern Perkins County, and then we have a confirmed tornado, so we have two of them, confirmed tornado warning here kind of in the southern part of Perkins County near Madrid. Please be seeking shelter again as these storms are working their way eastward. And that's the main show out there right now, guys. Everything up here to the north has really struggled. Everything up north has been struggling. But this could be a long night, okay, because we do have our severe thunderstorm watch that runs till 11 o'clock for north central, west central areas. Eventually that's going to be extended out. We'll eventually get some sort of watch here in central Nebraska as we are anticipating these storms to move in later tonight. For the Tri-Cities, it may not be until, you know, 11, midnight, maybe thereafter. But right now, what's ongoing here in the western part of the state, these have been significant thunderstorms which have been ongoing since just before the 6 o'clock hour here in central Nebraska. Okay, so 5 o'clock mountain time is when everything really kind of got going out here in the western part of the state. And as long as we have these confirmed tornado warnings ongoing, we're going to stay on the air, okay? Those of you out in the western part of our viewing area, if you live around Madrid, Wallace, Paxton, Roscoe, you should be seeking shelter already. Still seeing some significant rotation there right on the county line. That's where you'd be talking about that tornado, possibly anyways. Hey Dave, how's Nathan doing?
He's just driving right now.
Okay, thank you. I got Dave in the weather center. I got all sorts of people in the production booth helping us out tonight. I'm trying to get this information out. And our storm chaser, Nathan Moore, he's out there. Okay, so there's the latest scan. And still seeing significant rotation here just north of the county line, and still seeing good rotation here just to the south of Madrid. So that's with these confirmed tornado warnings. We have had multiple confirmed tornado warnings throughout the night. We have multiple ongoing right now. And a quick thank you to the emergency managers and the weather spotters who go out. A lot of you guys are volunteer fire department people, police officers. We've had a lot of reports coming in now of these confirmed tornadoes from people like you, so we really appreciate that, and we thank you for everything you're doing out there. Tornado warning remains in effect for northeastern Perkins, southeastern Keith, and west central Lincoln counties. That's for this one right here. And that's going to remain in effect until 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain. We are looking at the potential of a radar-indicated rotation tornado and the possibility of 2-inch diameter hail. You know, these are dangerous storms. That's a big area of concern south of Madrid. Again, that's where the possible tornado is. And that's where the couplet, everything's just, all the signs are there just south of Madrid that, you know, that is a very dangerous part of this storm. Just south of Madrid. And hopefully stays south of Madrid. But listen, for those of you who don't know me, I grew up on a farm, okay? I know what it's like to live outside of city limits. So we've got people scattered all around out here that need to be seeking shelter. And so we've really got two areas of well, I guess we'll go three areas of big concern. We've got this area just south of Madrid. We have this one here right on the county line, okay, which could be producing 2-inch diameter hail in addition to the possible tornado. And then we still have our destructive thunderstorm warning for the potential of 80-mile-per-hour winds out of this storm, although this one does look like it has lost a little bit of juice, maybe a little bit of steam with that one. I'm going to check real quick in with the Weather Service, see if we've had anything updated from them. Doesn't look like anything as of yet, just again, the 2-inch diameter hail possibility there for that confirmed tornado warning. So it's a confirmed tornado warning and also may have 2-inch diameter hail with it. So we continue to stay on the air here. Apologies for covering up whatever you might have wanted to watch. But when we've got confirmed tornado warnings, we've got to get this information out, okay? We have to get this information out as fast as we can, and it's just really hard to take the time to gather everybody up and try to get them in the booth and try to get everybody so we can get on the air. We want to get this information out as quickly as possible, especially with the fact these have been producing tornadoes. They've been ongoing since really about 6 o'clock Central Time. We have continued to come get reports of confirmed tornadoes with these storms. And again, south of Madrid here, I keep focusing on this, but this is a very large area of concern there just south of Madrid that really has my attention there. At the very minimum, some significant winds ongoing there south of Madrid if it's not an actual tornado. Okay, so we'll kind of zoom out here a little bit again, give you a look at everything that's ongoing. So North Platte, you know, this is headed your way. Hershey, headed your way. There's the latest scan, and you see that they continue to work their way off to the east. Everything's moving east at around 25 miles per hour. So we'll zoom back in here just a little bit, give you an idea of what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to take a moment here just to point out, notice this here, okay? That is starting to show more signs of a bowing segment than a hook, okay? So you're looking on the leading edge of these storms for those hooks that could possibly produce a tornado. What you're now seeing is on the backside of these storms, it's starting to bow out a little bit. That's a sign that the winds are strengthening, that we're starting to get those really strong straight line winds. And that's a pretty significant change in the last radar scan. So now starting to see that they might be getting that push, which in theory should lessen the tornadic threat. But if you're talking 80-mile-per-hour straight line winds, that's not that much better, okay? So starting to now see that little bit of a bowing there, which could be an indication that we're starting to see this turn into more of a straight line wind problem. But with that said, you know, still seeing this area south of Madrid, and still, I know that is still showing up some really good rotation there, right on the county line. Right on the county line of Perkins and Keith counties, still seeing some significant rotation there. Okay, so again, these are confirmed tornado warnings. Where you see the purple polygon, that is a confirmed tornado warning. That means weather spotters have confirmed that there were tornadoes on the ground at some point with these storms as they continue to move east. And then up here to the north, that is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And with the way some of these have looked at times, I would not be shocked at all if there have been wind gusts higher than that. That area south of Madrid is really, you know, it's really popping off here on radar. Velocities, everything right there south of Madrid is showing up that at the very minimum, you've got some really strong winds, if not a possible tornado. And then this one here, this couplet here is still ongoing as it's moving its way now into the northern part of Perkins County. So let's recap here real quick. Confirmed tornado warning until 7 o'clock Mountain Time for Perkins County. And then we have a confirmed tornado warning until 7:15 Mountain 8:15 Central Time, and that is for parts of Lincoln, Perkins, and Keith counties, okay? So we're going to break it down further for you. This confirmed tornado warning would be for this area south of Madrid. This confirmed tornado warning would be for this area here right on the county line. There's your update, still showing up pretty significant there. Switch over to the Barron button. Yeah, this storm south of Madrid, and I'm not trying to overlook this one either, but this one south of Madrid, it is showing all forms of severe weather. I mean, we could be talking about some extremely large hail. We could be talking about a tornado and also some very strong winds that are coming along with that. And then up here, right on the Perkins and Keith County line, that one too showing some significant hail potential there. That's the white and the black that you see there. That's some significant hail potential with these storms that are almost ready to move into Lincoln County. So if you live in Lincoln County, North Platte and Hershey, you know, this is what's heading your way. This is a destructive line of thunderstorms that is working its way through western Nebraska. And now if we go down here, okay, north of Imperial, starting to see some rotation there. So if you live in northern Chase County, I would highly recommend that you be ready to seek shelter. We have our new severe thunderstorm warning updated, but before I get to that, if you live in northern Chase County, here north of Imperial, be ready to seek shelter. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and seek shelter if you live in northern Chase County here. These things have been they have a history of producing tornadoes. We're seeing rotation there. I would go ahead and just go ahead and seek shelter, okay? We have a new severe thunderstorm warning that is for northeastern Perkins, southeastern Keith, western Lincoln counties, runs till 8:30 Central, 7:30 Mountain, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and quarter-size hail a possibility with this storm. Locations impacted: Sutherland, Hershey, Paxton, Wallace, Madrid, places like that. So again, severe thunderstorm warning, 70-mile-per-hour winds, and quarter-size hail. This line of destructive storms is continuing to work its way east. So Hershey, you are now included in this severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 70-mile-per-hour winds. North Platte, you're not quite there yet. It's getting close. And like I just said, I'm just going to take a moment here. Yeah, okay. So yeah, north of Imperial here, I would go ahead and take shelter, okay? I don't like the way that looks. It looks a lot like what it looked like earlier on the southern line of this storm, southern edge of these storms. I would just go ahead and be ready to take shelter, or go ahead and take shelter if you live in northern Chase County with the way that looks. This thing here, that couplet right there on the county line, that is significant. That is really significant there. That is really showing up there in southern Keith County, south central Keith County, kind of right on the Perkins County line there. That is a significant area of rotation. And so you need to be seeking shelter as all this activity is moving east at around 25 miles per hour. That's a big area of concern there in southern Keith County. Again, we do continue to see rotation there south of Madrid. That is starting to spread out at least a little bit, which is some good news. But the one there in southern Keith County has really tightened up. Apologize, I had to take a little drink there. All right, I want to check out and give you an idea of what our chaser Nathan Moore is viewing. So here's what he's looking at. And you see kind of that little foot here, the lowering here. And right here would be a possible wall cloud. In fact, I'd say that probably is your wall cloud there on the bottom line of the storms. Again, he's out monitoring these. He's had a couple of tornadoes on the ground. You see the lightning there. These are very dangerous storms in the western part of the state right now, impacting Perkins, Keith, western Lincoln counties. These are dangerous storms, 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. We've had numerous confirmed tornadoes with these storms. So if you live in those areas, you should be seeking shelter immediately if you live in those areas. Just going to hold on this just a little bit longer, get an idea of what he's looking out there in the western part of the state here. You know, you got a little bit of a lowering here. Probably what he's looking at there. Okay. Okay, sounds like we got a new update coming in. We'll let you just kind of keep. Okay, so we have our tornado warning. This is an update. So we're going to jump back away from Nathan's stream here for just a little bit. New tornado warning, or remains in effect, I should say, until 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain Time. So that's for this one here. You see this right here? And that would be, I would assume, for that. Tornado possible, 2-inch diameter hail, also the potential for that. About 15 miles southeast of Ogallala. So we got radar indicated rotation right now with that. Wallace, you know, you're included in this warning. Okay, so Wallace, you should be seeking shelter. Lowest level of your home, away from any doors and windows. Try to find that, you know, if you have a basement, obviously that's where you go, but if you have any interior levels of your home or lowest level of your home, maybe a closet or a bathroom, where you can just kind of get away, put as many walls between you and the outside of your home as possible. Tornado warning remains in effect for southeastern Perkins County. That is till 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That is for that rotation there, located about near LC or 15 miles east of Grant. Tornado possible, golf ball size hail also a possibility, as everything's moving east at around 25 miles per hour. So we have this cluster of destructive storms in the western part of the state. And boy, I tell you, Keith and Perkins County have taken a beating tonight from these storms. So we're looking at this, you know, you've got your notch here. And again, I'm going to just take a real quick peek again. Yeah, again, northern Chase County, I don't like the looks of that. If you live in kind of the northeast part of Chase County, I would go ahead and seek shelter for the possibility of that. It wouldn't shock me at all if we ended up getting a warning for that area there. But we can continue with tornado warnings for the western part of Lincoln, and the southeast part of Keith, the northeast part of Perkins counties. And then we have our tornado warning, our separate tornado warning for south central Perkins counties. And these end at various times. So this one, again, about 7:15 Mountain Time there. This one runs till about 7 o'clock, so about another 10 minutes there with that warning. And then we also have our severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect till about 8:30 Central Time. That is for the possibility of 70-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. Severe thunderstorm warning has just been issued for southeastern Perkins. Okay, you see it showing up here on your screen. So that's for this here. Southeastern Perkins, eastern Chase, southwestern Lincoln, and Hayes counties. That's going to run till 8:30 Central Time. 2-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But here's the kicker. At the bottom, again, tornado possible. And that's for that area of rotation that I've been kind of drawing your attention to here. That means the rotation's not quite there for them to issue a warning on it. It's there, but it's been kind of, muddy, so to speak. It just hasn't quite gotten organized. But it means it could produce a tornado at some point. That means the storm is rotating. So a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Perkins, eastern Chase, southwestern Lincoln, and Hayes counties. That runs till 7:30 Mountain, 8:30 Central, 2-inch diameter hail, and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's moving east at around 35 miles per hour. Hayes Center, you're eventually going to be impacted by this, okay? And as I mentioned, 2-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, but also some rotation there in the northern part of Chase County. So some good news is here in southern Perkins County, starting to see what the area of rotation is starting to spread out more. That's what you want to see. You don't want to see what it's like here right in the county line where it's still that tight couplet, which even that looks better than the last radar scan did. So we got the western part of Lincoln County now in this warning for the potential of 70-mile-per-hour winds. Hayes County, you're in this warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds, 2-inch diameter hail, and there is rotation in that storm. So you're seeing the notch here. You're seeing a little bit of rotation on the velocities. Like I said, I don't like the way that looks. I would certainly be seeking shelter from that storm as well. One of the issues you're going to run into when you start to get into the Chase, Dundee, even Hitchcock County areas, you start to be far enough away from the radar in North Platte that the signal's not as good, but you're also still kind of far away from the radar in Goodland. It's kind of that in-between area where it gets a little tricky looking at radar because, you know, obviously the closer you are to the radar site, the better view you're going to get of the storm. So now you're starting to get in between the two there where you're kind of spread out a little bit, and it gets a little trickier. And so that's why you're really relying on weather spotters. You guys are doing great out there. Obviously not watching, you're out spotting, but for everybody who does do that for us, thank you so much. And obviously the Weather Service sending out these warnings. So we continue with confirmed tornado warnings till 7:15 Mountain Time, as well as 7 o'clock Mountain Time for parts of Perkins, Lincoln, and Keith counties. This has been a very destructive cluster of storms here in the western part of the state. It's been moving east at around 20 to 30 miles per hour. I'll take just a quick drink here. And again, I realize if you were trying to tune in to watch programming, this is the way it works now. In severe weather season, this is the way it works, okay? When we've got confirmed tornado warnings, we're going to stay on the air. For those of you out in the western part of the state, these are just extremely destructive storms that are ongoing right now. And want to make sure that everybody gets that information as quick as possible. There's your latest scan, okay? So we're talking about the strongest part of these storms now in the far southeast part of Keith County, the eastern part of Perkins County, just about ready to move into the western part of Lincoln County. That's where the strongest part of those storms are. And then the southern edge here, kind of in the northern part of Chase County, that's going to be moving its way into Hayes County. And these storms just continue to produce tornadoes and damaging hail and even 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, okay? Now, the hope is, get back here, the hope is that we can lose, okay, that we can lose these confirmed tornado warnings and send you back to programming. But when we've got confirmed tornado warnings, we're not going to just drop out, okay? I know they're not impacting, say, you know, big cities or anything like that. But just call it part of my upbringing, okay? I was raised on a farm. I lived 7 miles outside of a town that was 400 people, okay? I want to make sure everybody that's out there that might be watching this is getting the information as quickly as possible, because we continue to see these areas of rotation, which now, again, you start to see it tightening back up just a little bit. So this confirmed tornado warning has about 5 more minutes on it. And we're going to see what the Weather Service does with that. I'm going to go ahead and check in and see if the Weather Service has any updates. Okay. Okay, it looks like the tornado warning for Perkins County, that would be for this one here, is going to be allowed to expire. Okay, so that one's going to be allowed to expire at the top of the hour, which is certainly great news. Just always still have to kind of keep an eye on it. But it looks like we're going to be able to drop that one here shortly. And so then we're just kind of waiting on this one up here that is impacting parts of Lincoln, Keith, and Perkins counties. Which, here's the update on that one. A tornado warning remains in effect until 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain Time for northeastern Perkins, southeastern Keith, and west central Lincoln counties. 2-inch diameter hail, radar indicated rotation, moving towards Wallace, okay? right now is located about 9 miles south of Paxton. So that's for this area right here, okay? So we're going to drop that tornado warning for Perkins County, but this one is continuing on. That's the latest update we've just seen, is that tornado warning is going to be allowed to continue, and that one runs till 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central Time. It's moving east at around 25 miles per hour. So if you live in these areas, you should be seeking shelter, including Wallace. You need to be seeking shelter from this storm, okay? I'll drop these papers here real quick, and we're going to check in further south, okay? So we still have this severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Hays and Chase counties, including Imperial, Juanita, Palisade, Hays Center, 2-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and there is rotation embedded within this storm, okay? So it had the tornado possible tag on it, which means there's rotation that's just not quite strong enough that they feel comfortable issuing a tornado warning. But it means the storm is rotating, and there is the potential that we could see this develop into a storm producing a tornado. And we have seen that multiple times tonight. We have seen these storms produce tornadoes very quickly. We'll switch over here to our threat tracker, see if anything's, and again, that area in northern Chase County just continues to grab my attention. So if you live in northern Chase County, if you live northeast of Imperial, I'd be seeking shelter if you live in northeast Chase County or even in the western part of Hays County. So we continue with tornado warnings further north for parts of Lincoln, southeastern Keith, and northeastern Perkins counties. And that's for this area of rotation right here. That warning is set to go until 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain Time. Still got the rotation showing up there on radar, right about there. So as we switch back over, let's just go ahead and we'll take a peek on and see if Nathan's up to anything. Okay, starting to see everything become a little obscure. Again, this is Nathan Moore, our storm chaser, who's out. He's had a couple of tornadoes already that he's been able to capture, and we've been able to pass along to you. So nothing really showing up there. I'll take a moment, though, just to remind everybody that we do have our severe thunderstorm watch. Get rid of that. Severe thunderstorm watch runs till 11 o'clock. O'Neill, Broken Bow, Thedford, North Platte, Curtis, runs till 11 o'clock. We are still anticipating this will become a line of storms, and it already kind of is. That's eventually going to move into central Nebraska overnight. Tri-Cities, this may be 11, 12 o'clock before it's roaring through our area. And eventually we're probably going to see a watch get extended out, even here into central areas. But right now the big concern is here in western parts of the state as we continue to see these tornado warnings. Again, this confirmed tornado warning here is expiring. They're going to drop that at the top of the hour. But we still have this tornado warning, confirmed tornado warning for Lincoln, for the western part of Lincoln, and then kind of the far northeast part of Perkins, southeast part of Keith. That runs till 8:15 Central, 7:15 Mountain. And we're looking at the strongest part of that storm just about ready to cross over into Lincoln County. So we take a look at the velocities. So the velocities are shown right about here. Right, it's been kind of riding the county line as we've gone through the nighttime hours here, the last hour or so. Nighttime hours. It's almost summer. Sun's still up. Okay, so northeastern Chase County is still showing some signs of rotation, making me a little uncomfortable. So again, if you live in the northeast part of Chase County, if you live in northwestern Hays County, I'd go ahead and seek shelter. With that storm approaching from the west, it has a tornado possible tag on it, which means that the storm is rotating, that it could produce a tornado. Okay, but right now it's a severe thunderstorm warning that runs till about 8:30 for the potential of 2-inch diameter hail and some 60-mile-per-hour winds. Okay, so recap again, we've lost our confirmed tornado warning here for southern Perkins County. That's great news. These are still destructive thunderstorms rolling through Wallace. You should be seeking shelter as well. Again, these are certainly, this line of thunderstorms very dangerous as it's working its way off to the east with the potential of 2-inch diameter hail and the possibility of tornadoes. That warning runs till about 8:15. So we're going to continue to check in with the Weather Service and see if anything new comes in. Hopefully we can drop this and send you back to programming at some point. And again, for those of you who've been tuning in, not wanting to see me on the air, my apologies. Again, as long as we have a confirmed tornado warning, we're staying on the air, okay? We're going to stay on the air until, at the very minimum, we see it drop to just a regular tornado warning, because these things have been producing tornadoes very quickly. We've had several that have gone from radar indicated to confirmed tornadoes in just a matter of a minute or two. So the rotation's still here, south of Paxton. Should be getting an update on that one here just in a little bit. We should see a new radar scan coming in here in just a second. And again, I keep checking my phone there just to see if the Weather Service has kicked out any new information, which so far I have not seen anything new come in. Just want to check real quick.
He's in Wallace right now. We just had emergency
Vehicles going to the west out of Wallace.
Okay, sounds like we've got emergency vehicles heading west.
There's
out
at
of
least
Wallace.
one emergency vehicle heading west on Highway 23 out of Wallace.
Okay, heading west on Highway 23 out of Wallace. We have emergency vehicles headed that way. Not sure what, don't want to speculate there, that's for sure. But yeah, these are very destructive storms. Starting to see some wind potential there in parts of northeastern Chase County. Again, that's that area of rotation that's a little bit of a concern that we're keeping an eye on. But right now, still a confirmed tornado warning for the western part of Lincoln, northeastern Perkins, and southeastern Keith counties. The strongest part of that is about ready to move into Lincoln County, and I'm really, really hoping that we see that rotation continue to diminish. I just am still bothered, so to speak, by that one there in the northern part of Chase County. This is a concern for me. With how these storms have been ongoing so far tonight, yeah, if you live on the Hayes-Chase County line here, I'd be seeking shelter. They have been so quick to spin up with this line of storms that's moving its way through. So yeah, if you live on the Hayes County, Chase County line there, the northern part, go ahead and seek shelter. It's really making me nervous and a little uncomfortable with that area of rotation. That's showing up, that's the Goodland radar site. And if we switch over to North Platte, it still is showing up there. And we're kind of caught in between the two radar beams, which is always a little bit of a tough situation there. But, just with the way these storms have been behaving tonight, I would just go ahead and seek shelter. If you live in northwestern Hayes County, far northeastern Chase County, I would just really go ahead and seek shelter with that storm ongoing. The very minimum, it's got 2-inch diameter hail and at least 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming your way, and the rotation that is ongoing as well. Again, this is the main show right now. Everything up in the northern part of the state, they're really struggling. It has been this cluster of storms out west that has been the big show all night long. It has really, again, this cluster of storms that started by Lake McConaughey has just continued to remain very strong and very severe as they continue to work their way east. So we got about another 10 minutes on this confirmed tornado warning. And if things go to plan, in 10 minutes, I will drop off of your screen, okay? But if you live in the western part of Lincoln County, Hershey, Wallace, these are strong storms that are headed your way. They've produced tornadoes. They may be producing tornadoes right now. 70, 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts have been a part of this line of storms as well, and at least 2-inch diameter hail. We even had baseball-sized hail earlier. That was a possibility with these storms, okay? Everything moving east at about 25 miles per hour. Unfortunately, seeing a new area of rotation there, just west of Wallace, which is actually outside of that confirmed tornado warning, yeah? So that's still showing up now. Wallace heads up on that one, which is straight east of town. okay? So a heads up there that we may have a new area of rotation that's a concern. We'll see if the Weather Service has put anything else out. So far, it looks like we're okay. Nothing new coming down the pipeline as of yet. Again, the last update was we continue with that tornado warning and the potential of 2-inch diameter hail. Again, a very serious situation here in the western part of the state. It started just to the west of Lake McConaughey and has been working its way eastward as we've gone now into the 8 o'clock hour of Central Time, 7 o'clock Mountain Time. Confirmed tornado warning runs until 8:15 for the western part of Lincoln County, far northeast Perkins, and far southeast Keith County. So we switch over to velocities here, kind of try to get an idea of what we're looking at here. Now, I will say that looks better, okay? The problem is it looks worse straight west of Wallace. Oh boy, okay. Severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Perkins, northeastern Chase, southwestern Lincoln, northwestern Hayes counties. There it is. You see that just popped up. 3-inch diameter hail has been reported with this storm. 3-inch diameter hail. 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Wallace, Grainton. This storm's moving east at 30 miles per hour. I mean, we are talking 3-inch diameter hail with this storm. The worst of which is about 20 miles northwest of Hayes Center. So that'd be kind of right where that area of rotation was that I was talking about. Trained weather spotters reporting 3-inch diameter hail. That is getting up there, folks. That is big time hail that is falling out of this cluster of storms that is continuing to work its way east. So again, severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Perkins, northeastern Chase, southwestern Lincoln, and northwestern Hayes counties runs till 8:30 Central Time, 7:30 Mountain Time. And you can see it here, this shaded, whatever you want to call it, brown or orange. That is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of 3-inch diameter hail, which has been reported with that storm. 3-inch diameter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts moving east at around 30 miles per hour. I mean, these storms, and as I mentioned, the northern part of the state, these storms just really have not been able to do much. It has been this cluster in the west central part of the state that has been just extremely destructive. Ever since the top, right as we were heading to the 6 o'clock hour Central Time, 5 o'clock Mountain Time, these storms erupted in the western part of the state, and they are still ongoing and still posing a significant threat now into the western part of Lincoln, northwest part of Hayes, the far northeast part of Chase, and the southeast part of Perkins counties. It is nice to say that Keith County, I think you guys are okay right now. You've had your fair share already. It looks like for the most part everything's going to be exiting Keith County. So now we're talking southeastern Perkins, northeastern Chase, northwestern Hayes, and the western third or fourth of Lincoln County, whatever you want to refer to it as, including Wallace, for this significant cluster of storms that continues to move through. We will see what they're going to do. I would anticipate that this tornado warning is going to be dropped. We will see. Okay, so this tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire, it would appear. But we still continue with our severe thunderstorm warning, which has the potential for 3-inch diameter hail. Could also see 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this as well. But the Weather Service is going to drop the tornado warning for Keith, Lincoln, and Perkins counties. So that tornado warning is going to drop here shortly within about 4 minutes. But keep in mind, we have our destructive severe thunderstorm warning that runs until 8:30 Central Time for the northwest part of Hayes, the southwest part of Lincoln, southeast part of Perkins, and the northeast part of Chase counties. We've got one update coming in here. Looks like it's just a watch update. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to send you back to programming. For now, hold on. We got a new update maybe coming in. Trust me, I'd love to jump off. Okay, so a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for southeastern Keith, northeastern Perkins, and western Lincoln counties. That's for right here. That's for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, $half size hail. We're going to drop out here for a little while, send you back to programming. Keep in mind, though, again, a very destructive storm in the northwest part of Hayes and northeast part of Chase counties. We're going to drop out, and we'll cut back in as needed, but for now, let's send you back to programming.